Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. If everybody can please take their seats. If we can have not seats. If I can have everybody please rise for the presenting of the colors and the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Can we give the kids another great round of applause? Well, good morning. Happy almost October 31st, almost November. I'd like to introduce all our elected officials in the House today. If we can hold our applause till the very end. We have Mayor Nearing, Peter Condilia, City Council, Nate Nearing from Snohomish County Council. Can we give them all a round of applause? Now I'd like to introduce our chamber board members that are here. And again, please hold your applause. J.J. Frank, Artie Burley, Renee James, Tony Matthews, Todd Fallman, Felicia Kreider, Tracy Gouldsby, Kevin Daniels, Commander Dylan Jackson, Scott Peterson, and Connie Menny. Can we give them all a round of applause? Now I'd like to introduce our sponsor for today. Can you please help me welcome Jeff Glessner from Chase Bank?
Hey, good morning. I hope everybody's having a good start to this typical Pacific Northwest morning of rain and cloud, which is why we love where we live. My name is Jeff Glessner. I am the community manager for Chase Bank in the Renton market. My market stems from Renton all the way to South Seattle. My buddy Josh Campa, who is actually the one sponsoring the event, I'm filling in for him. He's moving to California. I'm not going to be very long, just really brief. Our mission here at Chase Bank as community managers, we're here to execute our racial equity commitment of $30 billion over the next 5 years. That comes in the form of workforce diversity, minority-owned businesses, affordable housing, and financial education. As community managers, what we do, we primarily do two things. Number one, we connect nonprofits to the resources of the bank, and resources come in a variety of different ways. And then the second is we provide financial health seminars specifically for nonprofits, right? So we want to connect with the community, the banking sector. We are a community relationship avenue. That's what we do, is we build relationships. We want to connect with the community, and that's why we are here today. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be at my table all morning, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, and now I'd like to introduce our speaker for this morning. We did have a little bit of a change. Captain Menzel was hurt, so in his place we have Commander Dylan Jackson that will be giving the state of the station. Captain Jackson, or Commander Jackson, sorry, not Captain, is a native of Wyoming and a 2001 graduate of the University of Wyoming with the Bachelor of Science in Communication. He reported for flight training in Pensacola, Florida, and was designated as a naval aviator in August 2004. Upon being winged as a naval aviator, Commander Jackson completed his initial sea tour with the warlords of HSL 51 in Japan, where he served as training officer and operations officer with Detached 6 on board USS Layson. After becoming a helicopter aircraft commander, he deployed as a maintenance officer with Detached 5 on board USS Gary and USS McCampbell. Other sea tours include the USS Ronald Reagan, where he served as an assistant air operations officer and earned his officer of the deck qualification. He completed a department hit tour with the Scorpions of HSM 49, where he led the successful transition from the SH-60B to the MH-60R airframe. He also served at the Combat Direction Center officer on board the USS Nimitz. Commander Jackson's shore tours include time with the shooters of Training Squadron 6, where he served as ground safety officer, student control officer, senior watch officer, and assistant operations officer, all while flying over 1,000 hours of training in the T-34C. His second shore tour was as the officer in charge of the Whidbey Island Search and Rescue Unit. Commander Jackson's awards include the, oh my gosh, I can't say this word, sorry guys, Meritorious Service Medal, Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, and various unit citations and deployment ribbons. If you can all help me welcome Commander Jackson to the stage.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Ooh. All right. Captain Menzel does send his regrets. Yvonne said he was injured. It's not that bad. He injured his back, and he didn't necessarily think that he was going to make it in here. So I am the XO at Naval Station Everett. If you'll bear with me, this is, I found out almost 24 hours ago that this was going to be my brief to give this morning, so I've gone through it a couple of times. So I'll do my best, but I'm very happy to be here. Appreciate the invitation to come and share some information about Naval Station Everett, which I know is kind of an important part of the community here, Marysville, Everett, and through the local area. And thank you, Yvonne, for the great introduction. I think it sounds better when you read it than when I read it. There. So let me see if I can figure out the clicker. There we go. Okay, so most of the people in the room have been in the area for a long time, so you're probably a little bit familiar with the history of Naval Station Everett. So back in about 1984, the Navy started looking for strategic locations to place a new base along the West Coast. Naval Station, or Everett, was selected, and then it took until 1994 when the naval station was commissioned. Originally commissioned to be the home port for a carrier strike group, so that's the picture on the lower left there where you can still see the carrier out along Alpha Pier. And it includes, at the time, the property up at Smoky Point where the commissary and necks are. Those are the photos up on the upper right of the slide. Okay, so other properties that are associated with the base on the top left is the property up at Smoky Point. Again, that's where our Fleet and Family Support Services are at, where the NEX is located along with the commissary. We've got on the top right the Jim Creek Naval Radio Station and MWR Campground, which is about 15 to 20 miles east of here, up in the mountain, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in some upcoming slides. On the lower left, we're responsible for a property out at Pacific Beach along the coastline. There's a facility out there that supports the growler training for the jets that launch out of Whidbey Island and go out along the coast. And then we've also got another great MWR campground right there along the water in Pacific Beach. And then we're also responsible for ARD Bayview on the lower right of this slide, and that is a naval research facility out a little bit secluded in Idaho. So large, geographic area that we are responsible for, as well as providing support to all of the reserve centers and everything else within Navy Region Northwest. And then Naval Station Everett today. As we go through, we're currently the home port for 7 destroyers, and then we also provide support to 3 ships that are currently going through a maintenance availability at the Vigor Shipyard down in Seattle. So there's a lot going on at the Naval Station. But we are the most modern shore installation in the United States. As mentioned, we're the most recently commissioned, so a lot of our facilities and infrastructure is newer than a lot of other naval installations. And we're one of only 2 deep water ports that the Navy has on the continental West Coast. And when I say deep water, I mean that the bay never has to be dredged. The water is 300 feet deep as soon as you get 600 feet off of the end of the pier. So that provides a lot of capability right here in the Pacific Northwest. It gives us strategic, unfettered access to the Pacific, even more so than over in Bremerton, where we have another shipyard, just because of the passage that you've got to go through to get out of there. And we're the nearest Navy base to the Arctic. For anyone that's following along with current events, you know that through climate change and as the ice starts to melt, up in the Arctic is the next strategic location that we're working there. So we're the closest naval base to that. And because of the Great Circle route, we're also 2 days closer to Korea than any ship operating out of San Diego. But we are also a city within a city. We're a port, we're a shipyard, we're a landlord, and we're a social service provider. So as far as a port, we provide support to the 7 destroyers that are permanently stationed at Naval Station Everett. In the last year, we've done 93 ship movements. That includes 4 deployments for ships going on deployment. We've also done the 4 return to home port for the ships as they come back off of those deployments. We conducted 32 refueling evolutions with over 3.7 million gallons of fuel transferred. And I would like to point out that not a drop of it made it into the Puget Sound. We're very careful about what we do. We try our best to be good stewards of the environment that we're in, because we know that that is very important. So that support as a port includes all of the onload and the offload for any one of those ships. As you imagine, as they're getting ready to go on deployment, that includes fuel, that includes parts, that's pretty much everything that they would need to be. And the picture on the lower right of this slide shows one of the USNS supply ships pulled in next to the pier to resupply, and then that ship would eventually go out and provide those supplies to one of the ships that's on deployment. The lower left is one of the ships going on deployment. I find that picture interesting just because it must have been one of the times in the last year when we had snow on the ground last year. But we're the Navy, so I'm sure that the snow on the ground did not stop them from getting underway and going to do what they had to do. For a city within a city, we have our own police force that's responsible to provide security around the base. We have our own emergency management staff that I'll talk more about on some of the upcoming slides, but we routinely work with partners in the local community. The slide, or the picture on the upper right of this slide, is when we did the Northwest Regional Aviation Training Exercise, and we had helicopters from Airlift Northwest and Life Flight come in and land at the ball fields at the base. So we try and routinely work with emergency services out in the community to make sure that we're prepared in the event that there's a disaster that needs to be taken care of. We've got our own fire department, and we've got our own public works department that's responsible for all of the infrastructure and facilities on board the naval installation. And then I'm sure for everyone, speaking of the emergency management, just a few of the capabilities there. We've recently exercised those. So if you're tracking the Jim Creek wildfires, about 2 weeks ago, we became aware that there was a fire burning out at the Jim Creek location that I discussed earlier. So we leveraged our federal fire department along with partners from the Arlington Heights, Oso Fire District, North Snohomish County Fire District, Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue, Darrington Fire, the City of Everett Fire Department, and Washington Department of Natural Resources all provided support to us so that we could manage the fires that were burning out there. We had 2 fires, one on Wheeler Mountain, one on Blue Mountain. Overall, they covered just under 200 acres. But with all of the support that we received from the local community, we were able to contain the fires. That was last Friday that we had them both 100% contained, and then we had all of the rain in the forecast. So this is one of the benefits of living in the Pacific Northwest and getting the standard weather that we all love. So those fires, while they're 100% contained, there's about 6 to 7 inches of duff, which is all of the fallen pine needles, leaves, everything else that's on the ground out in the forest. Talking with our fire chief, he said that may continue to smolder and burn in the ground, but eventually the Pacific winter here will put those fires out, and that's kind of what we're counting on. So we're still monitoring and tracking those fires, but at this point they are 100% contained. No loss of life and full support, but again, we really appreciate all the support that we receive from the local community for that. As a shipyard, we have a detachment from the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, which is based out of the Bremerton area. This detachment is responsible for all of the maintenance that takes place on board the ships. In the last 2 years, we did 2 major shipboard overhaul periods. And those would be if you're ever driving by on the bluff and you look down to the piers and you see a ship that looks like it's wrapped in some sort of a white structure. That's actually a hard plastic material that we wrap the ship in to contain anything that's going on during that yard. So any grinding, any hazardous material, anything like that they're dealing with, we wrap the ship in that bubble to prevent it from making it out into the environment. So we did 2 overhaul periods in the last year. We've got 2 more scheduled for the coming year. And we really count on our local fire departments, not just for wildfires out at Jim Creek, but also anyone who's tracked the news over the last couple of years. If you saw the images of the Bonhomme Richard down in San Diego, right, major shipboard fire that got out of control. Not exactly the best day for the Navy, but here at Naval Station Everett, we really try and maintain those relationships with the local community in the event that something like that happens. We routinely do exercises and flex those muscles to make sure that we are ready in the event that something like that happens. As a landlord, we have just over 27 tenant commands on board, including the 7 home-ported destroyers. The rest of those tenant commands provide maintenance, training, family support, and everything that you would need for the destroyers and the rest of the sailors that are on board. We operate our own PPV housing with 141 homes just out in Lake Stevens. And then we also provide space to the Naval Federal Credit Union, Columbia College, and the Red Cross are a few of the other organizations that we provide space to so that they can then provide those services to our sailors and work with the local community. As a social service provider, excuse me, we're the primary provider for social services for the sailors and their families. On board the station, we've got our own gym, we've got a galley, and all the recreational facilities for the sailors. We also provide housing via the barracks for all of the single sailors that are stationed down on the ships. We provide mental health services, and we do our own life skills training we can do training on financial aid, pre- and post-deployment counseling sessions. If there's a family that's about to have a baby, we've got counselors that will walk the new family through that process, which can be somewhat daunting for all those parents that are out there. And then we also do training for employment skills, and we try and provide opportunities for spouses out in the community. As a military spouse, it can be hard as you PCS every 3 to 5 years to find a new location and find a new job. So we try and provide support to the spouses to help them make that transition. We also provide school liaisons for most of the students that go to school here in the local area. And we provide teen programs, and we've got a CDC center on board to provide childcare for the Navy families that are there. Space is limited there, so many of our families still have to go out in town and look for childcare. Oh, there it's going fast again. All right. So looking to the future, where is Naval Station Everett going? So Naval Station Everett has been designated as a preferred home port for the Navy's newest class of ships, which is going to be the FFG 62 Constellation class, which will be a replacement for the older frigates for anyone that served in the Navy before may be familiar with. Details on the total number of ships and crew size and what that's going to look like are still kind of gray, so it's hard to really talk about what that footprint is going to look like. But the construction of the first one of these ships just started in August of this last year with a planned completion of 2026. That ship will eventually make its way around to Naval Station Everett, and then we expect it to arrive, and then it'll go away to do some more Navy testing, and then it will come back. But we are involved in a lot of discussions right now to find out exactly how many ships, what that crew size will look like, and what the way forward will be. The new ship is going to be, all the new updated equipment that the Navy is looking for that will give us a strategic advantage in the Pacific and around the world. Expected missions for the ship will be all the standard Navy missions, so anti-submarine, surface warfare, air, electronic, and information warfare. So as we get more details and we move further along in this process for the local community, what you'll see is we'll end up having to go through the NEPA process, which is basically the environmental process as we put out, hey, this is the proposed change for the Navy when we know what the crew size is and the number of ships and what that impact will be to the local community. At that time, we'll reach out and we'll have a lot of discussion so that everyone in this room and the local community understands all of the impacts, and we can make sure that we do our planning process in conjunction with the community and come up with a solution that works for everyone. All right, and then other ways that we do work with the community, and let's see if I can read it off of one of the slides, but we are coordinating with the City of Everett for the DSIP program, which is the Defense Community Infrastructure Project. So working with the City of Everett, we've identified that they need a firefighting trainer as well as the Naval Station Everett. Right now we have to send all of our sailors either all the way up to Whidbey Island or around through Tacoma to basically the Bremerton side to go through their firefighter training. So this is a project where we can work with the local community and receive some funding for some property that the City of Everett has. And then we can get the funding and build a firefighter training that benefits both the community and the Navy. We are looking for more housing, essentially more PPV housing, looking for a location where that may be as we anticipate that there will be growth in the next 10 years. And then being this close to Seattle, the housing market at the moment, I'm sure everyone in the room is familiar, is a little bit stressed right now. So we're looking for ways to accommodate sailors whose BAH for their housing allocation does not always necessarily match what the local community is doing. We're usually a little bit behind. And then, sorry, I'm trying to see the bottom of this slide. I apologize. So we're also considering options. So currently there's a floating dry dock that is down at the Vigor shipyard so we're looking at potential places where we may be able to move that floating dry dock, which will provide more support to the community and support to our sailors. Currently, the sailors that are down at the Vigor shipyard arrive at the base at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll get on buses that takes them down to Seattle, which works. But as we look at the future, we want to make sure that that's still a workable option as traffic increases and any construction projects, anything that goes there. So constantly evaluating what we're doing, trying to make sure that it makes the most sense for the local community and the sailors that we're here to serve. All right, and then as stated, I'm a big fan of the Pacific Northwest. We're here because this is where my wife and I like to be. We already talked about the Jim Creek radio station, so some of the environmental projects that we've worked on in the last year to be good stewards. We have worked with the Tulalip tribe to relocate a beaver population out at Twin Lakes at Jim Creek that was causing some flood problems out there. We've removed an invasive species of blackberries, and then we replaced a bridge and culvert going out to Jim Creek, which will increase the amount of salmon that can run up the Jim Creek during that time of year. Our Navy biologists also work with the Washington Fish and Wildlife and the Stillaguamish tribe to tag harbor seals. And then we've also worked in the Eastern Waterway. We've done a salmon survey there to kind of track their migration patterns and better understand what's going on with the local populations. Right, and so Naval Station Everett, with all the things that we do in the local community, it's important to realize why we're here and what the Navy does, big picture-wise. So around the world, Naval Station Everett provides support to the Navy when the ships leave here and they go on deployment. This is some of the missions that they will go out there and do. So our naval ships were there providing support. If you'll remember back when Iran seized an oil tanker coming out of the Gulf. We provided deterrent to North Korea, which if you're watching the news within the last 24 hours, they launched more missiles out into the Sea of Japan. We are providing support to Ukraine in the Black Sea. We provide freedom of navigation operations in China. So as we come out of COVID, everybody I'm sure is familiar with the supply chain issues and everything like that, right? So imagine if a major player on the world stage decided that they just wanted to close down a section of the ocean, right? If you think you have supply chain issues now, imagine what it would be there. So as the United States Navy, we support freedom of navigation, believe anyone should be able to transit the high seas unfettered, right? And we provide anti-piracy operations around the world as well. All right, so I've kind of tried to make the case, and like I said, we try and work with the local community at every opportunity that we can. So all of our family and unaccompanied sailor housing, all those sailors make their way out into the local community. So with the current population, there is potential for growth over the next 10 years. So we're looking for ways to, find resources for that. And then the PPV housing previously mentioned, project that we will need more housing in the next 10 years. And then child care resources, our CDC on base is full with a wait list, so those families are going out into town. So we're looking for ways and options to provide more child care so that sailors don't have to worry about that as they come in to do their job. And then we have a number of sponsorship programs for anyone in the local community where you can sponsor a ship and provide support to sailors and their families. Even Marysville Chamber of Commerce that we're all guests of this morning have come for some of the ship homecomings and provided support for that, as well as some sponsorship programs there. Yep. And that concludes the slideshow for the brief. Hopefully that was good. You bear with me. Like I said, Captain Menzel sends his regards for not being here. And I'm the XO of the Naval Station. I'll be around if anyone has any questions or would like to talk about any of the subjects discussed. And we are constantly looking for ways to integrate and work with the community and either provide support to and find out ways that we can find mutual benefit. Thank you. Absolutely. Sure. Of course. Yvonne just informed me that we're going to do questions right now, so.
Yeah, so we have a few minutes. Does anybody have a question?
Thank you for being here this morning, and thank you for what you folks do for this community. Question regarding your population. Here, right now, we've seen what we have here for 2022. what do you see going on into 2030, 2035 in terms of that? What do you see in terms of a potential increase in the Navy population here in this area? Thank you.
So any numbers I give you about population growth will be speculative, as I stated. So the new frigate that's coming on board, we're still trying to work out exactly what that crew size, number of ships, like that. What I think that you'll see is probably a slow growth over the next 10 years as the frigates kind of phase their way in. The current plan is for the destroyers to kind of phase out, and we'll find other locations for there. So may not necessarily be a one-for-one swap, but right now I expect that there'll be a slight population growth with the Navy, the number of sailors, number of families that are here. Probably close to what we have today with a small growth over that 10-year period. But hard to say right now exactly what that'll be because the new class of ship is still, details are being worked out.
Any other questions? I've got the microphone. I can ask some. Just what you want to hear from me, right, DJ?
Every day.
Good morning. Do you have any ideas about ways that individuals or small businesses in the community can support Navy families? The folks that are our neighbors, and what are things that we can do?
So that is a great question, and I know that we're always looking for new ways. I think sometimes the barrier is knowing what resources are there and trying to get the sailors that need the resources in touch with the people who can provide that resource, if that makes sense. I know I've been at the base for about 4 months, and we've struggled, it seems like, coming out of COVID, that there's a large, gap in what may have been kind of organizational knowledge in the past. And I think as we come out of COVID, some of that knowledge has been lost. So for a lot of our events and things like that, we're trying to kind of reestablish who the community partners are. So we've got our Fleet and Family Support Center and our N9 director. I can get you their contact information because they're really the conduit, depending on what your services are, to reach out. And then they have the ability to really work and figure out what service you provide and find the best way to get that to the sailors so that they can get the resources that they need. And working with local community partners like Marysville Chamber of Commerce and events like this to talk with the base. Thank you.
Any other questions? Is there any chance aircraft carrier would come back? It's always a question.
So, if my Navy career has taught me anything, never use words like ever or never. So currently, I think it was the Lincoln left in 2012, 2013, right? And then the Navy has the shipyard over in Bremerton, which has currently the Nimitz is over there, and then they've got the dry dock to do the carrier avails over there. Currently, the Navy is not planning to bring a carrier back to Naval Station Everett, and as stated, we're the preferred home port for the new class of frigate that's coming. So it's not on the plan right now, but I wouldn't say never because, as stated, because we're a deep water port. What you may see, depending on how operations go around the globe, I don't know if it'll be home ported here, but we are an option if there's a carrier that needs to pull in and refuel, resupply, provide support to a ship. We certainly still maintain that capability, and so hopefully that answers your question. It's not currently planned, but I wouldn't say never.
Thank you. Any other questions? Oh, here we go.
A wildly unnecessary question, but as a man with wings, Top Gun 1 or Top Gun 2?
Well, I'm a helicopter pilot. As Yvonne mentioned in my bio, I've had the great opportunity to do any number of things. Back in flight school, one of my instructors told me, DJ, you want to be a helicopter pilot because as a helicopter pilot, you're going to get to do more, see more. They're the blue-collar pilots of the Navy. You're going to have more fun, and I will say that he was not wrong. I've had the opportunity to do things I never thought were possible. One of them is to be a pilot and the XO of a ship base in the Navy. So that's a great opportunity. And the only way I think I can answer that is just to tell you that Maverick can't hover.
Come back to you. You sure? Okay. Sir, do you see LCS ships coming up here at all?
So, again, I wouldn't say that I don't see them. I wouldn't say never. I would say it's more than likely that there will be an LCS ship that may pull into Naval Station Everett to resupply, refuel, provide some level of support. But again, we have 2 piers. We have the capability to support them. It's not currently planned, but again, I wouldn't say that it's not a possibility.
And do you know if the Naval Medical Center there on your base is open to retirees again?
So it is open to retirees.
Okay. Awesome.
So we've got a small clinic on base that does services for the sailors on the station and retirees, depending on what services you need. It's a small clinic. A lot of our services are either moved out into town or down to the Army Medical Center at Madigan, down on JBLM.
Last one, Tom.
Thank you, sir. My question is, with the increasing threats around the world from adversaries and the growth of the frigates, is the Navy preparing and is prepared for that growth in recruitment levels?
So the short answer to that question is yes. So we as a Navy, again, are planning for all perceived and future threats that are out there and have a roadmap that will get us there. So that's a little bit outside the scope of anything that I'd worry about or deal with here at Naval Station Everett. But as a Navy, we are focused on strategic competition around the world and planning for the next 20, 30, 40 years and where we will need to be as a Navy to meet that future threat. Yes. All right. All right, thank you.
Let's give Commander Jackson another round of applause, please. Now for the rest of the program, I'd like to introduce our MC, Jose Zaragoza.
Good morning to all you beautiful faces out there. You guys can do better than that. Come on. Good morning, everyone. There you go. Love you. So, time to wake you guys up a little bit. I heard somebody snoring back there. So, this is going to be our favorite part of the time, which is table networking. This is a time for you guys to introduce yourself and your business and what you do and who's your favorite customer. Each person is going to have 60 seconds. We're going to start with the closest person on stage. And if you guys already know everybody in your table, I would suggest you move so you can meet new people. So go ahead, you guys. I'll give you a minute to move around if you guys want to. I guess not. All right, guys, everybody's going to have 60 seconds. And if you, I'm going to ring the bell, and we're going to go clockwise, all right? First person. All right, so now I would like to introduce the new members. So we have American Family Insurance, Jessica Barrera. And we have American Family Insurance with Scott Pudwell. And we have Eden Home Health. If you guys can all come up to the stage so you guys can introduce yourselves. We have NW Plus Credit Union, and we have Raintown Realty. You guys can all come to the stage, yeah? All right, so now if you want to just introduce yourself and who you're with, and yeah.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I am Tony Salas. I'm the Director of Marketing for Eden Home Health. Eden Home Health, we provide in-home healthcare services. So for you or loved ones who may be coming out of the hospital following surgery, have suffered a stroke, a fall, a broken hip, we offer skilled nursing services, occupational, physical therapy, speech therapy. In Whatcom and Skagit County, we also offer hospice services, all in the comfort of your own home. And then for people who just need some additional help with activities of daily living, showering, bathing, cooking, cleaning, shopping, we have a home care division. We are the largest home care or home health provider in the West. We're located in 8 states. We have offices in Bellingham, Mount Vernon, and we are currently looking for office space in the Marysville, Everett area to help solidify our position down here. Happy to be a member of the Marysville Tulalip Chamber, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. I'm going to have to talk to you because I hurt my shoulder the other day, so. All right, next person.
Okay. Hello, good morning. My name is Lori Lee Gomez. You might all know my little sister here. She's actually my older sister. She's just tiny. Her name is Sharon. So she invites me to all these things to just introduce myself, and I don't mind doing it because I like to talk. So I work for American Family Insurance. I actually work for an agent that's not located in the state. He actually works at the in Wisconsin, where our office, and we have other offices at in the Mid-East there. But we've known each other for years. I worked for American Family since they have come into the state. And I started with the state director, Bob Toney, who is now a vice president of the West regions. I was actually one of his assistants. And then I got out of the business for a while, got back in, and now I'm a salesperson. So I actually don't work for anyone within this state. So what's the good thing about me is that I can go anywhere that you need me to go. So if you are in Eastern Washington, I will drive out there and help you with your insurance needs. So I do sell home, auto, life, and commercial insurance. And just remember me. And if you know my sister, just ask for my card. She has them too. Thank you very much.
I'm going to buy a home in Mexico so you can come to Mexico and drive there. All right. All right. Next.
Hi, good morning. I think this is the second time I talk in a microphone in the last month. So my name is Melissa Figueroa. I am with Northwest Plus Credit Union. We have 5 branches between Everett and Burlington. So we cover Skagit and Snohomish counties. We are here to help with all of your personal and business banking needs. We also do consumer loans and mortgage loans. One of the biggest things that I like to tell people about is that we help with ITIN lending, and we are here to help our Latino community. So I am a Latina myself, and I am very proud of my heritage and where I'm from, and I am very proud of the diverse community that we live in. So if anybody know somebody that speaks Spanish, or honestly, it doesn't even matter where they're from, but if they want to be helped by a credit union that is going to service them well and treat them just like everybody else, send them our way. We are here in Smoky Point and Marysville. And yeah, that's it. Melissa with Northwest Plus Credit Union.
All right, thank you, Melissa. So if I have a credit score of 300, can I still get a loan? I'm just kidding. All right. Next person.
How's everybody doing? I'm Scott Huber with Raintown Realty. Yes, I'm a real estate agent. I'm really sorry. I want to thank the Navy for all that they do in Naval Air Station. I went to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy and got hurt in the first Persian Gulf War, so I didn't make it to the Navy. So my kudos to you guys and all that you do. Oh, right. I wasn't prepared for this, so I'm sorry. I literally signed up for the chamber last week. So basically, we're Raintown Realty. We're based out of King County, but several of us brokers, because real estate got expensive, didn't it? We moved up here, and I moved up to Marysville about a year ago, and absolutely love it up here. So we're trying to become more integrated in the community. We'd love to partner with some businesses and see how we can help each other out. You know, it's not just about asking for business, but it's how we can contribute. So thank you very much for having me, and have a great day, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Next person.
I have notes. Hi, everyone. I'm Gail Frost, and this is Bruce Larson, and we're on the auxiliary board of the Salvation Army. I'm here today to tell you what our little Salvation Army here does in Marysville. And I've got notes because I didn't want to forget everything. So I'm sure a lot of you don't realize the things that we do there. We do case management. We help individual families to help them get back on their feet, get them off their street. We partner with the school and McKinney Veto program to work with the homeless to find them shelter. We work with Pathways of Home program. It's a long-term assistance program to get families who are meeting their goals to maintain their goals. We strive to bring down barriers to get their individuals and families on their feet. Meals, I don't know if you realize this, but we do 2 breakfasts a week. We do 2 dinners a week. We also give out boxed lunches Monday to Friday from 11 to 1 every day of the week. We partner with the school district, we do the back-to-school program, and we do the Christmas program with them. We have the Angel Tree, which is in Walmart's and Fred Meyer's at Christmas time. We do the adopted families. Now, this year we have, I think, about 20 adopted families that we need sponsors to help them to get toys for the families. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough. So we have the most important thing that we do this year now is the Red Kettle program. It starts Black Friday. It ends December 24th. That's when we go out and we ring the bell for the Salvation Army. We are looking for volunteers. It's a 2-hour program, or 2 hours of bell ringing. It's from 10 to 6 at night, and it's a lot of fun. 2 of you can go out there. We get a lot of groups that go out, but we have so many hours to fill. If we get 25% more people signed up for volunteers this year, we could win $10,000 that we would be using for our programs. So if anybody is interested, if any companies, I know a lot of you people here have already signed up for the Red Kettles. We are really looking for volunteers today. Bruce is here. We're going to hand out cards. So please sign up. So I just want to give you a few stats which will really excite you and excites me. We do over 19,000 meals a year. That's a lot of meals. We help over 1,324 case managements. We do over 1,800 backpacks and the school program. And as I said, our main mission right now today is to remind you about the Red Kettle. We need your help. We need companies to come forward to adopt families. Please help us. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks again to the Salvation Army, and thanks for everything you're doing for the community. I have served in breakfast as well, so thank you. Now, we are introducing the showcase tables. I mean, have you guys seen those tables? There's candy, so that means I've been like putting some candies in my pockets because, you know, I don't want to go shopping. So I've just been stacking up and everything so that way, you know, I could just give out candy for Halloween and I don't have to go shopping. So feel free to go and get some candy. There's candy in every single table too, unless if I haven't beat you to it. So I want to showcase the new tables. We have Ace Handyman Services. We have Line and Northwest, Merrily Realty, and the Dream Team Brokers, Sherwood Community Service, and we have Sky Power Wash. If you guys can please come up to the stage and introduce yourself. Don't be shy. We can actually do it down here. Testing. right, if you want to come and follow me here.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. I know it may seem a little bit early to you, but here at Sky Holiday Lights, we're already about halfway through our installation season. So we provide residential and commercial custom design Christmas light installations. So we'll come to your property, we'll design something for you that fits your home perfectly. We'll install it, we'll maintain it through the season, and then we'll come back at the end of the season, take it down, and actually store it for you. So all of our light sets are on timers. They'll go on at dark and then off whenever you choose. So once we have your lights up, you just set it, forget it. So we have a showcase table over here. If you want any more information, just follow the lights there and come see us. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I also sometimes forget, to wash, clothes. So once I'm, going into the end of the clothes, I sometimes have to get, so, yeah. All right, please come up here, Mary Lee. I love your outfit.
Thank you. Hi there. When was the last time I spoke into a microphone? I don't know. We are the Dream Team, and we are also with Motto Mortgage. She's our lender partner. And we have our licenses placed with Realty One Group Orca. We're real estate brokers, and we are award-winning. This is Kim. She's our lead broker. And then we have Nancy. She's our lender. And then Christina. She's our manager right now, and she's in the process of getting her license. We are five-star agents. We do commercial, land, residential. We also are working with investors. So if you want to, learn how to invest, give us a call, and we can help you.
Thank you, Mary Lee. They're called the Dream Team Brokers because they make dreams come true. So, all right, next person.
Good morning. I am Jessica Shaw with Sherwood Community Services. We are a nonprofit in Lake Stevens, and we provide early intervention and vocational services to children and adults with disabilities. Has everybody had their coffee this morning? Okay. Ryan from Lake Northwest is going to help me out. We're going to do a little Q&A. I've been a chamber member for about 4 years now, so I want to see how closely people have been paying attention. What year was the American with Disabilities Act signed? $1990. Our early intervention program serves what ages? Shout it out. 0 to 3. Sharon, nice work. What is our tagline? Believing in abilities. Awesome. Thank you. True or false? Our vocational department serves in 3 counties. False. 4 counties. We are in Snohomish, Skagit, Island, and San Juan County. True or false? Washington State can pay sub-minimum wage to people with disabilities. False. That's correct. However, federally, it's still a thing, unfortunately. True or false? Sherwood owns and operates a thrift store. True. Savannah 5 and Dime. Woohoo! And finally, who was our founder? Or what year were we founded? 1957, our founder was Hazel Venables. She was a mother of a child with disabilities who was told their child could not learn. And so her and 8 other families banded together and formed Sherwood to prove that their children not only had the right, but the ability to learn. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jessica. I'm so glad I'm here on stage because I have no idea what each question was. I didn't have any answers, so I didn't have to participate. All right.
I'm Charles with Ace Handyman Services. What's coming up? The holidays. And I'm sure you guys have a lot of things that you need done in your house before family comes and visits, the honey-do list, the things your husband hasn't got done that you've been nagging him to do. That's what we're here to do. We can get that honey-do list done for you before the holidays. We've got a craftsman available to get the work done for you right away.
Thank you very much.
Hey folks, this is Ryan Brown with Link Northwest, coming to you from our clothing closet up here in North Marysville, Washington. I wanted to share with you that we have an amazing opportunity to raise some money to support students with new shoes. We call it our Kicks for Kids Fund. And today we learned that we have a $10,000 match contributor that will help to provide shoes for kids in our community. $10,000 matched means that if we raise $10,000 together, we'll actually have $20,000 to do this work. What we want to do is help kids to buy their own shoes, not to hand them a pair of shoes that we pick out, but to give them the opportunity to shop for something that fits their personality, their lifestyle, their sport. And with your help, we can do that. So please consider giving richly to the Kicks for Kids Fund. There's a link on the website, at the Chamber website. You'll also be getting this in an email, and we'll be taking contributions all month long, right up until the holidays event on December 1st. Please consider giving. Help us to reach this $10,000 goal. Maybe we'll even reach a little bit more, and we can buy shoes for kids year-round. Anyway, thank you so much for your contribution. We're excited. We hope you're excited, and we'll see you soon. Let's go. So I'm Ryan Brown with Link Northwest. I'm the guy. Nice. And I'm excited because this fund, we're actually not just going to give money to kids to go shopping. We're actually going to take them shopping. So we have confirmation that Adidas, Pumas, Vans, Converse, we're hoping for Famous Footwear, Skechers, Under Armour, and Nike as well to open their stores for a select amount of time. We'll actually take kids up there. They'll get to have lunch. They'll get to go shopping. And who remembers putting on a pair of shoes and feeling like you could run faster, jump higher, take on the world, right? Like, we believe every kid should have that opportunity, and there's just something special about picking out your shoes, right? So we're using this as our raise a paddle for the chamber auction in December. If you're going to be there, we're going to be raising a paddle for this particular fund. We have this $10,000 match now. We'd love to take it to $30,000 and be able to buy kids shoes all year long, right? Every kid that needs a pair of baseball cleats, every kid that needs track shoes. If you've been shopping for sports cleats lately, you probably sold a kidney in order to get them, right? We want no kid to have to sell their kidney to get shoes. So help us with the Kicks for Kids Fund. As well, we have two other things that I want to just share. This weekend, we have a fun event, Harvest Party, Dia de los Muertos event on Sunday, and then we're also opening Marysville's cold weather shelter starting on Tuesday. November 1st to March 31st, the cold weather shelter will be open every night that the temperature drops below 34 degrees. We'd love the community support. Any volunteers that want to participate, if you want to fund a meal for an evening, we'd love to have Marysville show up and support those without homes. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. That's awesome. All right, so now for our next portion of the event, this is roving mic. So this is your chance to give a kudos or a shout out to someone in business. So you have a chance to put an extra business card to win a raffle prize. So we're in a casino, so you want to get some chances. And how do you get your chances? You put more cards in there. So if everybody wants to give some shout outs or any kudos to anybody, please feel free to come up. For members only. Don't be shy. We got one, we got two, three. All right, let's come up. All right,
Hello, good morning. My name is Kim Thompson with Prime Lending, and I want to give a shout out to Tim 80 with the UPS store. They did a wonderful job on our auction program for the Sir Optimist. And so if you need anything to be shipped, printed, or you have a beautiful picture you want to have put on a canvas, make sure you go see Tim 80 at the UPS store. He's in the Safeway at 172nd in Smoky Point, and they have a second store in Snohomish. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you. Okay.
My shout out is also to Tim 80 and to Kim Thompson and to anybody else that's a part of North Sound Business Leaders. I literally have 900 pounds of candy in my building right now because a local business is just throwing candy at us for our event this weekend. So if you need candy for your house because you don't want to go shopping, come and visit us on Sunday, noon to 3.
He's taking notes from me. All right. next person. You want to come up to the light?
Okay. Hi, I'm Lauren Tapp from Columbia College. Nice to have you here and really appreciate all you do. I just wanted to give a shout out to Veterans Junk Removal. Are you here today? Oh, shucks. Because I learned about them through here, and we had a huge hot tub that was really difficult to remove, and they did a fantastic job. It's beautiful, so just wanted to say thanks.
Thank you. You want to put a business card? All right.
Hello, Jose. Hello, I'm Sharon Aid with Everett Herald, and I want to give a shout out to a lady I just met from the Goodwill and let her know I bought this great outfit at the Goodwill the other day. Tanya, thank you. And I signed up for their texting app, and it was the first time I got one. I was like, oh, I've got to go. 50% off on decorations, so that was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Nice. You want to go? All right. Come.
Hi, I'm Nancy Denny from Auto Mortgage, and I want to give a shout out to Marilee and also to the Salvation Army. Marilee does a lot of community projects, so you don't really see what goes on behind the scenes with a lot of our chamber members that work to support the organizations that we have as part of our Chamber of Commerce. So I want to give a shout out to her for all that she does behind the scenes. And then I also want to give a quick announcement. Realty One Orca has been in their office to support our troops. We collect all the leftover candy from the Halloween, and then it gets packaged up, and it gets sent over to our troops that are overseas. And we put little notes in each of the packages to let the troops know that we support them and we're thinking about them.
Thank you very much, Nancy. All right, who's next?
Oh, in the light. Hello, I am Tina Hudon with Remax Elite.
Kim Thompson with Prime Lending.
And we're here on an event that we're having on November 15th. We are hosting a home buyer workshop, and we would love to educate. And if you know of anybody getting into the home market, we'd love to help. It is on November 15th at the Outback Steakhouse here at Smoky Point. And
it's at 6:30, and food and drink will be provided.
And we have assembled a team of real estate experts that'll be there, from insurance to title to
home inspector.
And obviously our lender of choice, Kim Thompson, and your real estate agent here locally in Snohomish County.
Yep, wonderful. We'd love to see you, or if you want to take a flyer with you for someone you know or to put in your business, we'd appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And these are up at the front when you leave today.
Thank you. All right.
More quiz questions. No, I'm kidding. Jessica with Sherwood Community Services, and I might be a little bit biased, but I'm going to give a shout out to 4-Day Fireplace. My husband, Eric Shaw, works there. But we bought we bought a house in April, and it came with a wood burning insert, and they have a change out program to, I think it's with PUD, and they changed out our wood burning insert to a gas propane insert, and just in time for the winter, and they did a fantastic job. Very professional, even though my husband works there. The team was amazing. So just a good shout out to the guys over at 4-Day Fireplace.
Awesome. I, too, want to give a shout out to Cesar with Jay's Flooring. I recently put carpet in my house, and he has some quality stuff in there. If you go visit his shop, he's stacked with everything that you can think of, vinyl, carpet, wood flooring. We have hardwood flooring. We have anything that you can think of that goes on the floor, he has. So feel free to reach out to Cesar. He's right there in State Avenue. So, yeah, I can still put a business card. So.
And I have one more shout out. I would like to shout out Sky Valley Roof Cleaning. I had them out to my house, and they did a fantastic job to clean the whole roof, clean the gutters, and take care of our entire home. So shout out to them if you ever need that. And right now, with all the leaves falling and everything, these are your people. Nice thing is, this is what we network for, correct? We help each other. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. You got one more?
Yeah, I've got a couple announcements.
Okay.
And I'm really nervous up here. I don't like being in front of a lot of people. But anyway, so everybody's familiar with the Best of Snohomish County contest. We do it every year, Reader's Choice. We are getting ready to start the nomination phase on November 4th. You can self-nominate whoever you want, but if you want a little edge on your competition, let me know. You can put your logo on the ballot, and then it's pre-populated. That goes from November 4th through the 18th, and then December 9th through the 22nd. The top 3 from each category will move over to the voting phase. We're doing tons of marketing around this, on print and digital and social, and anybody that signs up to vote also gets in the pot to win prizes like nights at the hotel and appliances from Judd and Black, and it's just a lot of fun. So you can vote for your best flooring, your best pizza, your best casino. There are all kinds. Yes, best chambers are going to be on there this year. And nonprofits, that's a real competitive one for sure. Okay, so let me know if you want to do that, and there is flyers out there if you need those. And then one other thing that we're doing this year is behind the news stories, an inside look at community journalism. We have an event on November 10th at 6:30. It's at the Edmonds Center for the Arts. And it's, just join us to celebrate the vital role local journalism plays in our community and a behind-the-scenes look at the most impactful stories of the year. And so this is something new that we're doing. We've got some really great sponsors like Tribes, Marjorie Moshire Schmidt Foundation. She's one of our biggest donors. Coastal, Port of Everett, and Everett Community College. So anyway, there's also flyers out there on this if you want to get involved. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sharon. All right, so whoever's feeling lucky, now we're going to be doing our raffle prizes. So whoever has any raffle prizes to give away, please come up to the stage. So whoever's feeling lucky, thank you. I've been seeing you too much lately.
There's another video. Just kidding. No video. All right. Who we pulling?
What do you have?
Oh, yeah. No, good stuff. So I got a mug full of candy because we need more candy. And I got a cool day planner thing. Pull it out. Kim Thompson, Prime Lending. Do you ever not win something?
Thank you. Here you go. All right. Introduce yourself and what do you have?
Hi, I'm Sabina Rice. I'm from the Youth Aerospace Program here in Marysville with the Evergreen Goodwill. I'm the manager, and we are in the 10th year of successful programming this year. It's very special to us. I do want to say something really quick. Right now, we are offering free DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion workshops for anyone that wants to contact us. Please contact me. We're starting a new youth program in March for apartment management for young adults from 18 to 24. We have a lot of new stuff coming. So if you want any a fun dressing for an interview workshop in your community that comes with a $25 gift card, please contact me. In this little fall treat bag, there is a $25 Goodwill gift card and some other fun stuff in there.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Take the winner.
And this goes to Connie.
Connie.
Oh, okay, and that was not rigged. We were sitting at the same table, but I promise.
Connie Manning. Congratulations. Come up to that. Are you doing good? Good.
Hey, I'm Curtis Mattingly. I'm the owner of 2020 Chip Repair. We are a mobile chip repair service. And right now, if you have a little chip in your windshield and you go out and it's a cold morning and you turn on your defroster, more than likely that sucker's going to spread eventually. So give us a call. Let us save your windshield before the crack out and you have to do a costly replacement on that windshield. We also have a concierge fleet service where we'll come by, we'll repair all your vehicles in your company, and then monthly come by and check them for chips. And again, saving your company thousands in windshield replacements. So just give us a call, or you can go to our website at 2020.glass and book an appointment. And when all is said and done, we'll have you saying, "Chip, chip away!" I have a chip repair, free chip repair. You may not need it now, but guaranteed you will in the future. And we got Frank Volkert. Frank Volkert.
He left? Oh, man. Nancy Denny. Nancy Denny. Woo! All right, next person. What do we got? Is that a bomb?
Yeah, it is. Good morning. Todd Fallman here, Realty One Group Orca. Great to be here and share this time with you this morning. I just want to say our purpose is more than just selling homes, selling real estate for profit. We define ourselves by be you with us in family, community, and business. You know, to the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world. And so I would invite you right now, if you are thinking about buying or selling a home, to go and visit the Dream Team, great brokers. And if they're not a right fit for you, talk to this guy right here, Jose. Really great real estate broker at my firm. So thank you for coming out today. And today I brought for you a gift. This wonderful, so you put this outside or inside. So Jose, could you grab a card, please? My hands are full. Oh, Renee James. Congratulations.
Thank you, Todd. All right. What do you have?
Hi. Hi, good morning. My name is Tanya Seiler. I'm the manager of Evergreen Goodwill's Job Training and Education Center for Snohomish County. We're actually located in South Everett. I have two $25 Goodwill gift cards. But if you are hiring, please connect with us. Michael is my employment specialist, and we are currently running a how to be an online online work readiness class this session, and we want all of those students to get jobs. They're eager to find work. So if you're looking, please connect with us. Sharon Aid, who actually just gave a shout out about Halloween stuff's 50% off at Goodwill. It's karma. It's karma. And Rochelle Fallman. Yay.
She's going to buy another outfit, Sharon. All right. Who are you and what do you have?
Good morning. I'm Tracy. I work here at Tulalip Resort. Thank you for being here this morning. Has anybody dined at Journey's East restaurant? Yay. It's one of my favorites. Today we have a $75 gift certificate for Journey's East. Nathan Kelly. Nathan cleaned my carpets at my house one time. So thank you. Oh, you want that back? I was going to take it with me.
No.
I'm back again. Sharon with Herald Media. So I'm going to raffle off a logo spot on your ballot, and that's a $125 value. And then if you decide you want to, step up and be a bigger sponsor, we have category sponsor pages, group sponsorships, and the presenting sponsorships are all sold out. But you get a lot more visibility, a lot more eyeballs on you. So anyway, let's see who's the lucky ballot winner. Salvation Army, all right, a nonprofit.
Awesome. All right.
I know nobody knows me. It's my first time here.
Thanks for having me. I'm Christy with Arbonne. We're the #1 global brand for healthy living from the inside out. We ban over 2,000 ingredients and have the cleanest nutrition, skincare, makeup, baby products, and just bath and body. And I happen to have one of our Age Well mist, toning mist. So if any of you ladies like toner out there, and if you're a man and get this, it's a really good stocking stuffer for your wife, your daughter, your mom. So you guys would be already checking off your Christmas list early. So figured I'd give that away.
David Groundshaw. And that table has been winning.
All right, and I've got our last 2 Business Before Hours tickets for the year to give away. Tony Matthews.
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. So thank you very much for everyone. I think we are about wrapped up unless Yvonne wants to say some final words.
All right, let's give Jose a round of applause, please. So a couple of announcements before we wrap up. So we have our last quarterly luncheon coming up November 10th. All our flyers are up there. Please take one and share that. Our last Business Before Hours is November 18th. It is a week early due to the holidays, so register early for that. It is a business to business, and it's attitude of gratitude. So we'll be sharing all about why we're grateful. And then our big auction is coming up December 1st, if you haven't heard. We do have about 10 tables left, so if you're interested in attending, please reach out ASAP. Tickets do go up on Tuesday, November 1st. So get that sale. In regards to the auction, we are still looking for auction items. If you're interested in donating, reach out to me or to Ann, let us know. And then on your tables, you will see these award forms. If you have not filled one out, take a few minutes before you leave today, fill it out. You do not have to be a chamber member to fill one of these out. The winners are, of course, chamber members, and these are handed out at the auction. So we're ready to see you all dressed up there. I'd like to thank our speaker today, Commander Jackson. Thank you for being here. To our sponsor, Chase Bank. Thank you to our chamber volunteers and emissaries for all their help today. Thank you to Tulalip Resort Casino for their great service and their delicious breakfast, including that bacon. Is the bacon gone? I don't know. I didn't get any. And a big thanks to you, our members, for your ongoing commitment to this great business community our chamber serves. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.